Alright, so we're going to do another episode of Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction. I think that I have my sound equipment calibrated now so that you guys should be able to hear me more than you're able to hear the show headphones. But I still don't know exactly where the sound levels need to be, so bear with me if I'm too loud and the show's too quiet. I'm going to have the show loud to make sure that y'all can hear it, but with the headphones it is muted. So, anyways, Season 4, Episode 6. Let's skip through the opening, because it's always the same, and get to Mr. Frakes. What I'll do is I'll just listen with one ear, and then it won't be so loud.
Observe this scale model of an ambulance.
I'm observing.
The detailed, three-dimensional object with depth you can see. But what is it really?
It's not a toy ambulance? Oh.
You can see it has no depth at all.
Wait, it's
a shell.
Oh, a shell.
And so it is with our stories tonight. It might seem real at first glance. It may simply be an illusion. We'll tell you which are which at the end of our show, but consider carefully before you make your guess. Of course, I don't have to tell you these things after all. You appear to be a person of depth.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Frakes.
For those of us who don't travel with personal bodyguards, there are a variety of gadgets designed for our protection. Portable sirens, panic alarms, pepper sprays, all things we hope to never have to use. So they can provide a degree of comfort and security. Sandy Miller, a college student, has never felt the need for these products before. That's about to change. In fact, she's about to major in Terror 101.
Is that a class? I think I've already taken it. Hey, she looks familiar. Who is she?
I had been extremely nervous about leaving my home in Steubenville, Ohio.
Is she Megan Black?
To the East Coast for college. But as nervous as I was, my parents were much worse. I was their only child, and it was hard for them to imagine me being on my own. But the school was great, and I really loved my dorm room. It was just a regular room. There was just something about it. Every time I walked in, a feeling of well-being came over me. Hi, Mom. No, everything's fine. I just called to say hi. I definitely studied better inside that room. Everything seemed clear there, and my confidence seemed so much stronger than when I was outside. Hey, Mom? Yeah, I gotta go. Someone's at the door. Okay. And I love you too. Bye. Dawn, hi.
Did you hear about the campus alert?
No? What alert?
There's a stalker. He attacked some girl from Palmer Hall last night.
What?
Yeah, she went out alone to get something to eat. He dragged her into the bushes over by the fountain. I heard she got beat up pretty bad. She's in the hospital now, but they think she's gonna be okay.
That's horrible.
I know. The campus police are warning everybody not to be out alone after dark. The residence assistants are handing out these air horns and cans of mace to everyone.
Free mace, yeah.
I've got a big French exam tomorrow. I have to go study.
Shit's expensive. I had pepper spray once.
Don't forget to lock your doors.
The police took it from me.
Thanks.
Because it was a weapon.
See ya.
Logic.
Dawn's news about the stalker really got to me. But as strange as it sounds, as soon as I closed the door to my room, I felt better. It was hard to describe. I felt safe and warm, like nothing could touch me.
I'm really trying not to bump my microphone.
But I had a paper due the next morning, and I needed to do some research at the computer lab.
Here, I can...
That night, I got into a zone with my school paper. I would look up what I needed for notes, and then the words and thoughts seemed to flow together so easily. hours went by. I was so caught up in my project that I didn't even notice the time and that everyone had left. I should have called the campus police and asked for an escort, but I wasn't thinking clearly. I was exhausted. I had this feeling that someone was watching me from the bushes. I felt an overwhelming urge to run, and then I saw my room. I had left a light on. Seeing that light and knowing that I would be in my room in just a few seconds made me feel better.
Fight me or kill you.
I had no idea how to defend myself. I thought I was gonna die, and then the strangest thing happened.
I told you not to fight me.
We'll kick his ass.
The campus police came and arrested the stalker. They couldn't believe that a small woman like me could have overpowered him. I told them I used karate. They asked me where I learned it. I said I never did, but for some reason I just knew all the moves. Can I help you?
I'm sorry. My name is Margaret Walker. This used to be my daughter Trisha's room when she was a student here. Would you mind if I came in for a minute?
Please, come in.
Thank you. I was only here once before when we moved Trisha in.
Are you all right, ma'am?
Trisha was killed in a car accident last spring.
I didn't know. I'm so sorry.
My husband came and picked up Trisha's things. I couldn't do it. It took me a long time to find the courage to come back here again. Trisha loved this room.
I love it too. I feel something special here.
That's good.
What kind of person was Trisha?
One of a kind. She was smart, beautiful, natural athlete.
Really? By any chance did she know karate?
Trisha was a black belt. She could take down men twice her size. How did you know?
Just a guess.
Did the spirit of Trisha Walker really protect Sandy? How else could she take down a man twice her size? Or was it Sandy's will to survive that gave her the unexpected strength and skill?
Adrenaline.
But how do you explain the feeling of calm that Sandy felt every time she entered her apartment? Couldn't that have been the spirit of Trisha? In presenting this story of the student and the spirit, we may have you. If not, at least we gave it the old college try.
We'll find out if this story is true or false at the end of our show. Next.
Okay. So, what do y'all think? I mean, if she was haunting the room, then why would she have, like, suddenly possessed her? It's possible that the girl just found the strength from fear. I mean, I've taken on some pretty big dudes when I was terrified. And I didn't do much to them, but, like, you know, knock them down so I could get away. But still, when you're scared, you can do a lot that you don't even realize you can do. So, I'm going to say that's true. Aw. Jonathan Frank's got a bunch of toys. Good for him. He looks happy with them, too.
Unbelief, fact or fiction.
The active mind of a child. All these things are designed to keep it busy. It's been said that the secret of Einstein's genius was that he never lost his childlike curiosity. Even the great Einstein was never able to unlock the secrets found within the thoughts of children. Tanya Skinner is a young girl, not yet old enough to read, write, or even speak that well.
So she's
But as
a
we're
baby?
about to learn, that doesn't mean she can't communicate.
I loved my little granddaughter, Tanya. She was the best thing that ever happened to me. I know that everybody thinks their grandchild is special, but mine really was.
Oh, I don't believe this. Where did I put her toothbrush?
Oh, take it easy, honey. Look, it's right there on the table.
Oh.
My daughter, Dawn, was a single mom. She had a full-time job and was trying to make it on her own. To make things worse, that day she was under the weather.
Oh, my head. Everything aches.
Uh-oh, she's got COVID.
Go back to bed. I can take it from here.
Thanks, Mom. I'm sorry to dump Tanya on you like this.
Oh, hey. I'm cheaper than daycare, and I'm a whole lot more fun than a stranger. And I love to be with my Tanya. And she loves to be with her grandma, don't you, Tanya?
Why does it sound like that laugh was superimposed in?
Tanya still didn't talk very much, but I knew she loved garage sales. And as usual, there was one going on in Marcus Tweed's driveway. Marcus Tweed was the kind of man who had a garage sale every weekend. I was never inside his house, but I shuddered to think how cluttered it must have been.
Amanda, how are you? Oh, is that your little granddaughter?
That's Tanya.
Uh-oh, looks like she found something.
Oh, no, sweetheart. No, you have to put that back. Oh, you want to keep it? All right, how much do you want for the chalkboard?
As I watched Tanya play with that old chalkboard, I couldn't help but think she wasn't acting like her usual self. She seemed removed and distant. It was almost like she was compelled to keep scribbling on that old board. I tried, but I couldn't get her to put it down. Even though Tanya wasn't hungry, I fixed her a sandwich anyway. She was totally wrapped up in her chalkboard, and every time I tried to take it away, she'd have a fit. So I figured I'd just let her play herself out with it.
I've made you something to eat.
At first, it just looked like the scribbling Tanya had been doing all day long. But then I took a closer look, and I got the shock of my life.
Tanya, where did you learn how to write that? You don't even know your alphabet.
It says you fucking
Inside
cunt.
all those lines and circles were the words, "Save Mommy."
Save mommy, okay.
I couldn't believe my eyes. Then my mother's instinct took hold. I had to call Dawn and make sure she was all right. Come on, Dawn.
It only rang
Dawn,
one
answer
time.
the phone.
I left Tanya with a neighbor. I felt like I was acting crazy, but I had to find out if Dawn was okay. As soon as I was inside, I smelled the gas. It was so heavy I could barely breathe.
Is there a leak, or was she trying to kill herself?
Where's Tanya?
Oh, she's all right. She's safe.
Oh,
Oh, Dawn. I thought I'd lost you. We found out later that the gas main had burst behind the fireplace. If it weren't for Tanya and that 50-cent chalkboard, I never would have gotten there, and my daughter would have died. To To this day, I haven't been able to figure out how Tanya was able to write those words, "Save Mommy."
How could a child who doesn't even know the alphabet write a life-saving message? Could it be the phenomenon called automatic writing, where a person can actually channel someone else's thoughts? If so, who was Tanya channeling? And why hadn't it happened before? Or did Tanya sense that her mother was in danger and somehow summoned skills beyond her years? Does this story bear the imprint of truth? Or have we chalked up another lie?
We'll find.
I don't know. That one is probably made up. They kind of did the exact same story in the last episode we watched, didn't they? With the little boy that was drawing those pictures incredibly fast with scribbles over them that were somehow words in another language or something. It was stupid, and I don't even remember if it was true. So I'm gonna say that this one is not true. Let's head on to the next one. There we go.
Items turn deadly on Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction.
Wasn't it Mark Twain who told us that everyone talks about the weather, but nobody ever does anything about it? True in Twain's day, perhaps.
What's he gonna
But
do
with
about
today's
it?
Tracking satellites, three-dimensional diagrams, and computer readouts, weather has become not only predictable, but highly profitable. Brent Philly is a popular, well-paid local weatherman. His nightly reports have made him famous. There's a storm on the horizon of Brent's career, and with apologies to Mark Twain, Brent is about to do something about it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, what can I say? That was another encore presentation of absolutely beautiful, stunning Southern California weather today, wasn't it? And looking at our local map here, we can see that our skies are clear. Our temperature is 74 degrees. The humidity is 48%. The barometric pressure is steady at 30.09, and the winds are calm.
Weatherman Brent Philly had been a fixture around Southern California for 10 years. He was well paid, and he coveted the power and celebrity his job brought him.
Anyway, looking ahead now to our 5-day forecast, we can see that we can expect pretty much more of the same. Our highs will be in the mid-70s, our lows in the mid-50s. All in all, a gorgeous week of weather ahead. Well, that's a look at your weather now here in beautiful Southern California. But if you'd like to know more about the weather, or perhaps even the Brent Philly Celebrity Golf Tournament, why don't you check into my website at www.phillyforecast.com. That's it for now. Back to you, George.
Thank you, Brent, for that great report. Oh, and by the way, I'll be there with my clubs and my handicap. And now some late-breaking news. More violence broke out this afternoon in Dallas.
Yeah.
Brent loved being in the public eye, but there were two different Brent Phillys.
Right.
The one the public saw and the real one.
Now, see, Jess, that's what I'm saying. I'm not getting paid enough. No, people are watching this newscast because of me, not that.
Give me more money, bitch.
The guy can't even read copy.
Show me the money.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's what I'm saying. They love me out here. Right. Okay, well, I'll give you a call right after the meeting. Okay, bye. Hey, Mark, catch my weather? Oh, really good today.
Yeah, come on in. Close the door.
Brent wasn't sure what this meeting was about, but he knew he could use it to stab anchor George Jean in the back.
So,
I just got the latest numbers, and they're down again.
down again? You know what that is? It's George. I mean, come on, Morty. You gotta let him go. He's old news, and he's killing my viewer base. You know, people just don't like him.
Actually, Brent, we did a focus group, and George isn't the problem. It's your weather reports.
No.
Uh-oh.
No, that can't be right.
They say, and I'm quoting, boring and always the same.
Well, what do these idiots expect? The weather never changes. I mean, come on, what is that, my fault now? If these people want more exciting weather, why don't they move to Minnesota?
Look, I don't know what to tell you here, okay? I'm in the middle. We got sweeps starting next week. If the numbers don't go up, I've been instructed to let you.
Sorry, I don't know how loud that siren is for y'all, so I'm going to pause it until it goes off, because I have absolutely no idea how loud everything around me is being picked up by these $2 headphones. Alright, so I think they're done, but fireworks have been blaring off all night, so they can trigger another car alarm at any time.
I don't know what you can. Come on.
Alright,
You
so he's
ruined
getting
it.
fired.
Finished all over town.
I'm sorry, Brent. That's
Sucks.
the way it is.
He was so quick to try to get the other dude fired, so...
Brent Philly had a long, sleepless night after his meeting with news director Mort Phillips. He came to work the next day committed to one thing. He wasn't going to lose his job without a fight.
Well, now it's time for our weather. Here's our resident meteorologist, Brent Philly. Well, Brent, what's in store for us today?
Ladies and gentlemen, pay no attention to the map behind me, because it is dead wrong. There has been a sudden and highly unusual rise in the barometric pressure, and I am predicting a massive tropical storm is going to sweep through the greater Los Angeles basin tonight. That's right, we can expect...
I'm sorry, but when I heard him talk about the barometric pressure, all I could think about, if this motherfucker breaks into It's Raining Men right now. The pressure's rising, barometer's getting low. Sorry.
Gale force winds with up to 15 inches of rain over the next 12 hours. Tidal waves up and down the Malibu coastline.
It's raining men.
Downstairs in Storm Central. Until your next update, right here. It's back to you, George.
Hallelujah, it's raining men.
Thank you, Brent, for that rather surprising forecast. Well, if you don't have to go out tonight, don't.
The phones at the station rang off the hook the next day when the storm failed to appear. But Brent had a ready explanation for that.
You told us it was gonna rain men.
That massive front we were experiencing broke up into smaller pieces and blew out over the Pacific. But we are not going to escape the tornadoes that are coming. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, tornadoes. They are going to come, they are going to hit us, they are going to hit us fast, and they are going to hit us hard. Stay tuned, I'll have more details later in the newscasts.
For the next week, weatherman Brent Philly continued making wild predictions, followed by explanations of why they didn't come true. No one at the station complained about the exaggerated reports because the ratings continued to climb.
High pressure system coming in.
I wonder if his explanation was ever, Wizard did that.
Facing a deluge. I predict a series of 6 tornadoes piggybacking their way through the greater Los Angeles basin, accompanied by hurricane force winds. Now don't forget, you heard it first here on the Philly Forecast.
The next morning he explained this by being on a lot of acid.
George? Wow. Brent, thank you for that warning. Tornadoes, huh? Boy, oh boy. Well, when we come back, Stinson Gottlieb has the latest in entertainment news. He's here next.
Oh, that's great.
Brent Philly couldn't have been happier with his renewed success. More and more people were watching his weather reports, and they didn't care if he was right or wrong.
Great. Good. No, and listen, I'm telling you, Joe, I've never been bigger.
Reasonable.
I mean, people are stealing my garbage. Like a prophet or something. Yeah. Yeah, of course. Hit him for more money. Absolutely. Yeah. All right. Okay.
What happened next was completely unexpected.
Mr. Philly?
No autographs, but if you speak...
No, I don't want your autograph. You should be in jail. My father died because of you and your stupid weather forecast.
What are you talking about?
My father heard your forecast about tornadoes hitting LA.
Yeah?
He went outside to weatherproof the house, and he had a heart attack and died. You killed him.
Hey, listen. I didn't tell anybody to go out and weatherproof the house. Your father killed himself.
No, you're a bot.
Hey, lady, get your hands off me. You're not.
Logically, anything could have caused him to have the heart attack.
Today. Popular 34-year-old weatherman Brent Philly died on his way home in a freak accident. According to eyewitness accounts, a small but powerful tornado touched down and lifted Philly's car off the ground. After spinning it some 50 feet into the air, the tornado then dropped the vehicle where it landed, right behind me. Brent Philly died on impact. There is one interesting side note, though. There were no predictions of a tornado from any of the local weather forecasts, except for one, and that came from our own Brent Philly. This is Cynthia Bellwood reporting. Back to you, George.
What really caused the death of Brent Philly? Tornadoes are the rarest of occurrences in the area in which he lived. Did his outrageous predictions actually come true, or had he angered the fates once too often? And how reliable were the eyewitnesses? Was Brent's accident really caused by a tornado? Or did he lose control of his car and roll over on his own? Or did the family of the man who died weatherproofing his home have something to do with it? Could they have tampered with Brent's car? Does this story seem to have clear, sunny property of truth? Or do you see it as mostly cloudy with a chance of lies?
Must have been Trump playing with his weather machine. I'm gonna say that it's false. That's fucking stupid. Tornadoes in Los Angeles. I live here. We barely get rain. I mean, it does get pretty windy sometimes, but tornadoes? A water spout, maybe.
With Destiny on Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction.
Thank you. Thank you very much. You know, funny thing happened to me on the way to the studio tonight. Did I say funny? Actually, it was beyond belief.
Boo.
I'll be here all week. Don't forget your waitresses. The life of a stand-up comedian. Combination of laughter, adrenaline, and a lot of sweat.
Got a crick in my neck.
Joke, and it could be a long, hard road to recognition. Nick Royce is a funny man who's never taken the stage. He stays behind the scenes as a manager. But he's about to learn what it really means to laugh until it hurts.
That was my client, Joe Ace Grand.
Medication? Hey, if I start melting, you should have taken the blue ones, huh? Hey, don't be afraid to laugh, ladies and gentlemen. You know, it's called comedy. You just open your mouth and let something come out, preferably something that isn't a belch, you know? Hey, I got one for you. You're gonna love this one. Why did the chicken cross the road? Huh? Shut up! I love that one. It kills me every time. Oh, man. I'm parched. I feel like I licked the desert up there. Hey, I need some water or something. Where's my water boy? Water boy! Hey, where's my water boy? Hey, there we go. Close enough. Hey, Nick Royce, my manager, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody give him a hand out, will you? Oh, sorry, Nick. I mean a hand.
And that's me, part of the act.
Somebody put water in my water. Hey, Nick, you're fired.
Well, be unemployed, but at least I'll be dry.
Hey, yeah. Hey, very funny, man. You worry about the water, I'll worry about the one-liners, huh?
Sorry, Trey.
Yeah. Anyway, hey, you
I had
folks have been
always
great.
loved stand-up comics, and people always told me I was funny, but I never had the guts to get up there myself. So I became a manager. At this point, Joe was my only client.
The only time she's on her knees is at church, and I think she's an atheist. Yeah. You all have been particularly privileged to see me out here tonight, huh? And if you're drinking a little bit and you're driving home, drive safely, because I'll be walking around out there, that's why. Good night.
Don't drive at all. Call
Joe
a cab.
wasn't making it yet, but I believe that all he needed was the right material, and he'd be on his way.
It was like night of the living dead out here. That's because you killed him.
Funny. And maybe next time you can get me a paying gig, huh?
I'm working on it, Joe.
Yeah, I'm working on it, Joe. Hey, how you doing, baby? Doll-faced. Yeah, you. Hey, how you doing, beautiful?
She's clearly with somebody.
You're allowed to be out this late, huh?
It wasn't funny on stage. He's even less funny here.
Hey, shove it, Grandpa.
Guys. No fighting. I might get hit. I'm very brittle. I have a bone density problem.
I can take care of myself, Nick.
Sorry, Joey.
God, that guy's a tool, and I do not like him.
Joe Ace Grant. Hey, no autographs, huh?
Sean Shepley, Shep Co-Management.
Oh, yeah? Hey.
I caught your act. I think you're great.
Oh, well, congratulations. You got good taste. That's more than I can say for that rug you're wearing there. What is this, badger season? You got a permit to carry that thing?
That's why you're funny. You're mean, and you've got attitude.
Yeah.
That's what's selling today.
Yeah?
Yeah. Have you had any TV offers yet?
Oh, no, but, you know, I've been thinking about letting the networks take a shot at me, you know? Yeah.
Come here, tell me something. That weird little guy over there. Is he really your manager? Or is he just your water boy?
He's just my water boy.
Yeah, I thought so. Give me a call, kid. You got talent. Don't waste it. Joe Ace Grant.
Yeah.
That dude's
Yeah,
not
thanks,
funny,
man.
though. So why would he offer him the job?
I'm too much talent for you. It's like you're holding me back. I got a piano strapped on my back wherever I go, and it's you, you know? Look, I want a release from my contract.
I can't believe I'm hearing this. I supported you, Joey. I bought you clothes. I fed you. I treated you like a
loser, Nick. Don't you see it? And if I hang with you, that makes me a loser, too. Look, I want a release from my contract, and I want it now.
I have to think about it.
Oh, will you think it over, Nick? Think it over real good, huh?
I didn't know what to do. Joe was really worked up, but I thought eventually he'd come to his senses. He always did.
Oh, crap.
Oh, that's just what I need.
My left leg was so badly mangled from the accident that complications set in and the doctors had to amputate. I chose to call it an accident because I refused to believe that Joe would do what he did on purpose.
Hey, Nick. How's it going, buddy?
Well, can't say I don't have a leg to stand on.
No, you can't say that. Listen, Nick, I know this is like a bad time or whatever, but this really can't wait. See, I really need that release.
That's why you came here?
Oh, hey, Nick, you know, I'll throw some money your way, you know. I'll buy your leg or something, huh?
Let him go.
You're gonna buy me... get out of my room.
What about the release?
You can have 10 releases. I want you out of my life for good. Hey, Joey. I was always funnier than you. I could have been something, but I...
Hey, Nick. You can still be something. You can be a sit-down comic.
And you can be a piece of shit. And will be for the rest of your life.
Hey, everybody. My name's Nick. I'm the sit-down comic, so I'm just going to be sitting here and chatting with the next year was an amazing one for me. After losing my leg, I finally found the nerve to face an audience. I started doing jokes from the perspective of a man in a wheelchair. It caught on, and the club started to book me. I was a novelty, and I was hot. I had just finished playing a mean room in Vegas, and I had come back to do a quick benefit at the Grove, the club where it all began. But what happened next was the last thing I would have ever expected.
Which one of his legs was supposed to be amputated? It looks like they're both there. No, one's gone, I see. He's got one tucked.
Hey, Nick, how you doing? What happened to you?
Meth.
I had to get out of the business, you know? Every time I get on stage, I'd start to get this really bad pain in my left leg, you know? It started to hurt so bad, I couldn't even think straight, you know, let alone tell a joke, you know? So anyway, I had to give it up.
My career really took off. But the next year, I bought my own comedy club and went back to my first love, helping out young comics. And Joe, that pain he had in his leg was a blood clot. 3 months later, he had to have it amputated.
Whoop.
What an ironic turn of events. One man loses a leg and finds his courage, while the other loses his courage and then his leg. Did overwhelming guilt produce the blood clot in Joe's leg? Or was it coincidence? Or was he being punished by the gods of comedy? In analyzing this tale, does it appear to be a fable? Or do we really have a leg to stand on?
We'll find out.
Ah, I thought he was gonna say, "Are we pulling your leg?" I'm gonna say that one's true. Because a lot of people who go into comedy go into it because they've had really tough lives. And so I know that, like, there's this one dude who stutters really bad, and he got pretty famous for being a comic with a speech, can't think of the word. Impediment. Ding! I saw a bell. Is this the last story?
Nothing more reassuring than a friendly and trust. Somebody who has your reservation quickly provides your accommodations without a hitch. Then there's the other experience. Your reservation's lost, the clerk is arrogant, your trip becomes a nightmare. Rena Dunn is about to check into a highly rated hotel. Before she's through, she'll not only question the hotel's service, but question her own sanity.
My mother and I had on vacation for months. I'd made all the arrangements in advance, and I assumed everything was in order. I was wrong.
I'm sorry, Miss.
Dead wrong.
Computer.
How can this be? I booked these reservations 3 months ago. I showed you my confirmation number.
I'm afraid it's not a valid number.
I don't believe this. They don't have a reservation? Don't worry about it, Mom. I'll take care of it. How are you feeling?
Oh shit. She's got the COVID too?
My neck is so stiff. You go sit down and rest. Will you please explain to me how I cannot have a valid confirmation number when it says confirmed right here?
I will admit it's possible that an error was made, but I'm sorry, we have no rooms. There's a convention in town and we're fully booked. In fact, every hotel in town is booked.
Listen, Mr. Mintz, my mother is not feeling well, and unless you want a lawsuit on your hands, why don't you find us another room right now?
You're in luck. We just had a cancellation. I can put you in room 245. It has a king-size bed.
We'll take it. My mother's condition was getting worse by the minute. I didn't know what was happening, and I was scared for her.
Well, it looks like your mother's picked up some kind of bacterial infection.
Is she gonna be all right?
Don't worry, she's gonna be fine. I'm gonna prescribe an antibiotic. It's late, but there's an all-night pharmacy. They can fill it for you.
Thank you, Dr. Hall.
Oh, I think this is an old Alfred Hitchcock story.
Thank you, Doctor.
And it was also in Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. She's gonna leave, and when she comes back, her mother's gonna be gone, and the room is gonna be completely changed.
It took me about 45 minutes to get to the pharmacy and back.
It's fiction.
I needed change for the cab, so I put the prescription bag down on the counter while Mintz broke a 50 for me.
Well-known fiction.
Can I help you, ma'am?
Where's the prescription bag I just left here?
I'm not sure I understand.
I just left a bag here. When I got change from you a minute ago.
I'm sorry, I don't know what you're talking about.
I just left it here. It was medicine for my mother. We're in room 245. She's very ill, and I need that medicine.
245? No, I'm sorry, that room is unoccupied.
What? That's impossible. You checked us in there yourself. My mother is very sick.
Ma'am, keep your voice down. You're upsetting the guests.
Check your computer. D-U-N-N-E. Rena Dunn.
No, I'm sorry, you're not registered at this hotel. There are many hotels in town. Perhaps you're just confused.
I am not confused. Now you listen to me, Mr. Mintz. I don't know what kind of game you're playing, but my mother and I are guests at this hotel. Dr. Hall, would you please explain to this man that you examined my mother up in room 245?
I'm sorry, I don't know what you're talking about.
You what? My mother was very ill. You said she had a bacterial infection. You prescribed an antibiotic for her.
You must be confusing me with someone else. I've never seen you before in my life.
I thought I was losing my mind. Nothing was making sense.
Where are you going, ma'am?
Getting my mother out of this place.
No, I can't let you do that.
You can't stop me.
All right. I'll take you to the room.
I must have left my key in the room.
We'll use mine.
Mom,
My head was spinning.
what have you done?
The furniture in the room was all different. The most horrifying part was that my mother wasn't there.
Where's my mother?
I told you room 245 is unoccupied.
I never saw my mother again.
The symptoms suffered by Rena Dunn's mother pointed to a rare case of West Nile viral encephalitis, a contagious and often fatal disease. In years of subsequent lawsuits, Rena charged that the hotel manager and the doctor conspired to cover up the entire episode and got rid of her mother's body. Also, they wouldn't lose vital business during their important convention season. What about room 245? Did Rena imagine the whole incident? If so, what happened to her mother? Is this mysterious tale based on fact? Or has the truth just checked out?
Next.
Okay, so I guess that was the last story, and that one I'm fairly sure is fiction. It's a very old, very popular story. Like I said, Alfred Hitchcock made a movie about it. At least one of his Alfred Hitchcock Presents. I don't remember if it was a full movie or not. It was a short story in Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark when I was a kid. It's a very, very well-known urban legend. And I don't believe that it's true.
Now let's look back at tonight's stories and find out which ones are inspired by actual events and which ones are totally false.
All right.
What about the college student who seemed to channel the spirit of a deceased student?
I think that one is true. But it's not because she's channeling somebody. I think she just got extra strength because she was scared and adrenaline fucked her over. You know?
It's a figment of a writer's imagination.
Fiction. That's one down for me.
How about the story of the 2-year-old who wrote a message that saved her mother's life?
Also fiction.
Tanya, where did you learn how to write that? You don't even know your alphabet.
You think you've heard a story like this before? You might have. It's true. According to our
Bullshit.
research, a similar story happened in the Southwest in the mid-70s. look again at the weatherman who seems to forecast his own death.
We are not going to escape the tornadoes. that are
Bullshit.
coming. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Tornadoes. They are going to come. They are going to hit us. They are going to hit us fast, and they are going to hit us hard. Stay tuned. I'll have more details later in the newscast.
Was this story true? Afraid not. It was written to fool you.
Hey, I got one right.
How about the comedian who found his fame and fortune after being severely injured?
Yes.
You out of my life for good. Hey, Joey. I was always funnier than you. I could have been something, but I... Hey, Nick. You can still be something. You can be a sit-down comic.
Did a similar story to this one take place? Could be, but we made this one up. Let's have one more look at the strange story of the woman and the lost hotel visitor.
Fiction.
I just left
Old.
here. It was medicine for my mother. We're in room 245. She's very ill, and I need that medicine.
245? No, I'm sorry, that room is unoccupied.
That dude's forehead scares me.
Although this story has been updated for our show, it's based on fact.
Oh.
Published reports place a similar incident in Paris at the turn of the last century.
I always
Is there really
thought
a
it was
difference
fiction.
between truth and reality? Or are they the same imposters dressed in different clothing? And when we speak of the difference between them, are we really dealing in a concept that's beyond belief? I'm Jonathan Frakes.
Join us next time for Beyond.
Alright, well, I think I only got one right that time. So, that sucks. I was so sure about that last one, too, because I've seen it and I've read that story so many goddamn times. And the original story that I read was that it was in Paris. It was in France. It was the plague. The woman, I believe, had the bubonic plague, and it was extremely infectious, and they didn't want to start a panic or have like the whole hotel shut down. So they sent the daughter off to get a medication that really wasn't needed, and they removed the mother, who was dying anyway, and they remade the room to look like a completely different room, and the daughter came back and freaked the fuck out. But like I said, I still don't think that that's actually true. I mean, I know that he just said that it was based on fact, but I don't know. But that was Beyond Belief, Season 4, Episode 6.